minus 1 minute.
What?
More juice for the gyro.
Like the juice.
T minus 50 seconds.
At the point where we're at, it is a lot easier for new people to get up to speed really quick.
T minus 40 seconds.
Let's go. That's a W. That's E1. That's E1. That's a W. How many of you want to eat a W tonight?
T minus 30 seconds.
Rick Hill taking over our camera. I think there may be a penalty for excessive celebration, but you know what? I'm going to let that one slide.
T minus 20 seconds.
That's what I'm talking about. Now y'all some fun.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Take a deep
4,
breath.
3,
This is it right
2,
here.
1, 0.
Let's dig in. The first wave of NFL free agency has come and gone, and now it's time to recalibrate. Just in the nick of time here, my man Steve, the eBay Hitman, is here to join me as we talk some of the hottest under the radar NFL trade rumors. Some guys, we've got some quarterbacks and some wide receivers and some other skill position players that are very important that could potentially be traded this offseason. Pretty good likelihood as all general managers, head coaches, and personnel staff meet next week in Phoenix. They're all expected to attend. They're all going to be mingling and discussing who they want to trade as we head into the draft. So right now is the perfect time to see what kind of trouble we can get into on eBay and do some live sniping of football cards. Plus, we got the hobby box. We're going to rip it tonight. Plus, Steve's got an interesting story he wants to share with us. We got a lot of fun stuff going on tonight. Steve, I appreciate you joining me, man. I'm glad you made it, bro. How you doing?
Oh, you know how it is, man. Sometimes work just won't let you leave, but I did make it. And what would starting the show off without a bang be? So we're starting the show off with a bang, literally, with some hobby product. I didn't know we were opening that tonight. Pretty excited about that. And not the biggest week of NFL news right now, but there's definitely some stuff that's going on. And I feel like Mr. Aaron Rodgers is going to milk the offseason news cycle for the next 4 weeks up to the draft probably. But I think we know kind of how that's going to end.
Yeah, we're waiting for that trade to be finalized still. We did get some more dominoes falling this week with Elijah Moore being traded to the Cleveland Browns and the Jets signing Mecole Hardman, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I want to kind of start there and talk about the implications of Elijah Moore to the Browns joining our guy Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones as Deshaun Watson continues to shake off the rust in Cleveland. And I think a lot of us forget, but Nick Chubb, one of the elite running backs in the league in terms of juke rate, in terms of breakaway runs, in terms of generating yards after contact. There are very few, if any, running backs in the league that are better than that man right now. And he's in his prime, so he's a critical part of that offense as well. But for you, how does this affect Elijah Moore's ADP, i.e. also his card values here this offseason? I'm going to pull it up on eBay while you think about this and talk about this because, there's some serious target competition in Cleveland, just like there was in New York. Do you think he's going to fare better in Cleveland? Do you think Deshaun Watson can shake off the rust? It's incredibly difficult division as well in the AFC North. I mean, it's just a stacked division when you got to play the Bengals twice a year, So how do you feel about this change for Elijah Moore? And should the people be buying? The guy is a good athlete, man. He had a really, really good route win rate and really good separation against man coverage and made some splashes his rookie year. Really struggled last year.
Yeah, I think a lot of last year was just him being overshadowed for targets, but I don't necessarily think that he took a huge step back. I actually did buy a couple rookie ticket autos of his in anticipation of a potential Aaron Rodgers landing. Now, this isn't exactly the move that I anticipated happening with him, but I think that as far as the team he's going to, it's a little bit of a downgrade hobby-wise. As far as his actual output goes, I think it'll be probably similar to if he stayed to New York, pending somewhat of a resurgence from Deshaun Watson. I'm not too optimistic, but I mean, he was very elite prior to his whole, off the field issues.
Yeah, I would agree with you that going to Cleveland from the Jets, who are on the cusp of getting, future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson has formerly been an elite quarterback. And I think for like half of a series that I saw when he started towards the second half of the last season, there were glimpses of what he could be in that offense if he can get back. He's like, Tiger Woods after his whole scandal, trying to claw his way back to some resemblance of a career, even though he's still got these massive contracts and deals in his own brand. A little bit different, obviously, for Deshaun Watson, but it's a similar situation. As a guy on top of his game, trying to get back there now after this massive scandal. And yeah, I agree, man. I think this is a downgrade in terms of like of a market size or like a fan base for Elijah Moore, but I do think it's a slightly better situation for him in terms of him being able to execute at a higher level. It's a fresh start, it's a fresh start. So I think that could be good for him. And I am seeing buy it now sold data, like quite a bit of it today and yesterday. I mean, cracked ice college ticket. Now he did have a pretty prolific career at Ole Miss, so it makes sense. But I mean, that's a solid sale. Like $70 there. People spending on the base silver prisms, $5. But I mean, a lot of buy it now sold data, Steve. So obviously his product is moving. This trade has affected his values.
Yeah, I think we're still in the purchase volume phase, more than the accelerated value phase, which will be next. That's going to depend a lot on his performance. Whereas a Rodgers signing, I think, would have set the accelerator in motion on that just with the news. But I think it's not necessarily bad. It's just going to delay the inevitable, which is, his card value is probably going up with a couple good games.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I think I would still like. I like this comment from Derek. I'm still gonna be buying into Donovan Peoples-Jones. Honestly, Donovan Peoples-Jones has an incredibly high burst rate, and he just makes some really eye-popping catches, like those kind of catches that you've seen George Pickens make, or Odell Beckham. I mean, that cat is really special, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got very few rookie cards. I also think with the departure of Kareem Hunt, you can't forget about D'Ernest Johnson. We all remember D'Ernest Johnson just breaking tackles like nobody's business on like Thursday Night Football against the Patriots 2 years ago when Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt were hurt. And his rookie cards just exploded. And all he's got is a rookie ticket auto. And they went up to $100 like over like that night, And so I think he kind of takes a step up in the depth chart. We'll see what the Browns do in the draft, but I think they've got other more pressing needs. And I kind of like D'Ernest Johnson to take a step forward in the depth chart as a good handcuff to Nick Chubb. I think his ADP goes up. Ultimately,
I didn't want to cut you off there, but D'Ernest got traded and or signed with another team.
Oh, I missed that.
He did. Looks like Victor's all over at Jacksonville. I didn't know who he signed with, but I did see that the other day.
So who's behind the depth chart now on Nick from Nick Chubb?
Now that's a good question.
My word. I totally missed that.
That might be a big nothing burger. They might be looking for a running back here. Demetric Felton. Felton.
Jerome Ford, rookie.
Wow, Andy,
from last year.
His average rushing average last season was negative 4 yards per carry. Yep. Not bad.
So Jerome Ford is interesting. He may have been a 5th-round pick last year out of Cincinnati, but he did run a 4.46 at the combine with an 84th percentile speed score, pretty decent yards per carry in the 76th percentile, 69th percentile in college dominator. So he's actually got potential at 5'11", 210. So, 29.3 BMI, a little bit on the lower side, but the guy's pretty quick. That's an interesting sleeper. Then it's going to be Jerome Ford that takes a step forward behind Nick Chubb as a handcuff. And watch out, maybe they do spend some draft capital this offseason on a running back.
I think that's probably the most likely scenario, unless they want to take a page out of the Ravens, Bears, and or Eagles book and sign a free agent running back and just go run heavy, which seems to be kind of making a comeback in the league.
It did last year because passing touchdowns for the first half of the season were at all-time lows going back to like 2008. And I think it was just a massive over-adjustment from defenses in the way they were scheming. And so it's kind of like a natural correction, right? So, I don't think we're getting nearly as many bell cow rolls, if very few, like those are super rare. But we are seeing teams go back to more of a run-heavy approach and just grind out those first downs, right? And extend those drives and then punch it in. So, it's interesting.
Oh, man, look at that. That's a beauty, that Prism Auto for Hopkins. A bit pricey, but be a nice card to have.
Yeah, he's another big guy that we're waiting for the trades to be finalized for him. He's definitely on like a top guy on the trade block, and he's a fringe Hall of Famer at that. In the limited time he did play with the Cardinals last year, the guy still showed a tremendous amount of juice. His yards per route run were off the charts. I mean, he immediately stepped right back into an alpha role and looked like he's in his prime still, even though he is technically over the age apex, but with the time that he's missed and maybe the PDs that he took while he was off, I mean, the guy looked good last year. So he's going to like 95% confirmed go to a new home. And it's going to be a big boost for his rookie cards. And I really I've seen a small change. Like you can see some little increases here in some of his graded stuff, but overall I think there's opportunity. It's just tough to find, man, from 2013.
I think it's he's an example of a guy that he probably just needs a deep playoff run or even a Super Bowl to cap off his legacy. And he's got a couple more good years left in him, no doubt. He's still playing at an elite level. He hasn't really shown any signs of slowing down. If he did go to Buffalo, like Chad is speculating he might, I mean, that would put him in an immediate playoff contention. But I don't know. I haven't heard that one personally. I'm still thinking it's Patriots or Bears, but I think it's really too soon to say.
Yeah, and the Patriots just picked up Juju. Bears obviously in the market, but they just picked up DJ Moore. I love that. And you got Chase Claypool there now, Mooney. You got real roles. Like it's like, man, I'm excited for you next year in Chicago. You guys can build the trenches in the draft, and that's. I mean, from an offensive standpoint, I'm pretty excited for you, man. I think Chicago make a nice little bounce back.
Speaking of Darnell Mooney, I had a friend of mine that was listening to a sports radio show during work today, claiming, now this isn't confirmed, claiming that Darnell Mooney is looking for about $15 million a year. Now I don't see that happening, but
he's got to put a full season.
He's in the last year of his contract.
Well, then this is the year to have Darnell Mooney. If he's going to have to prove that he's worth that. I'm sure that's what he wants. I mean, there's videos of Darnell Mooney looking like an absolute badass that can juke out the best, defenders in the league. But I mean, the guy, this is the year. Honestly, I think Darnell Mooney on that offense can go well under ADP, and I like him. I think he's a better and best ball type of guy because he's not a guy that I'm going to feel comfortable starting every week in like my seasonal league. Maybe I'll pick him up as handcuff insurance in case something happens to DJ Moore or I need an occasional spot start. But I think that you guys are going to establish a fairly run-heavy approach if you continue the trend from last year. And DJ Moore is going to be the target leader on that team. There's just no question about it. So Darnell Mooney could probably have these spike games, just like I think Cole Kmet could have some spike games. And I don't see any monster spike games for Chase Claypool, but he could certainly put up a 3 or 4 touchdown game. We saw him do it in his rookie year with Ben Roethlisberger. So, it's there, and I think that's probably the situation for Mooney. For him to string together a full season worth $15 million is a stretch, but he's going to have to go out and prove it, man.
You know what? Here's the thing, too, is there's a lot working against them last year. They weren't throwing a lot, he basically was the only viable receiving threat they had, so he had extra coverage on him. He's made some incredible plays, given the sample size that we have. I do think that he does have a bigger season than most people think, but I don't know that he's necessarily worth $15 million.
Is his gold rookie ticket auto PSA 9 worth $300?
Not right now, but it could be by the end of the year. Although I will say this, I mean, we both know that is a extremely sought after card for any player. So
yeah, I
could see that being like the kind of auction that gets like that one bid and it goes for 300,
Yeah. Yeah. Just cause of the scarcity,
It's
so
the
I
Bears
want to talk
premium, man. I've showed you examples of the Bears premium. There is a tax. You pay a tax on Bears players. Doesn't matter if they're good, bad, if they play
100%.
defense.
That is 100% true. So just in a little bit, guys, we are going to be ripping this box. It is completely being given away to one of 54 people that signed up for the card shop live during the months of December, January, February. I've got the entire list of people here sorted. And because I had to copy and paste each one of them in, I definitely saw Derek in there. I saw Josh. I saw Jeremiah. I saw, I think Victor's in there. So James is in there. Bob, we say hi to Bob. Kent Merritt. BCJ. Swamp Donkey off grid in the house. So yeah, in just a little bit, we are going to rip this box. But before we do, there's a few more trades that are going under the radar right now that are likely to happen this offseason, Steve. And the first one that I want to talk about is Jerry Jeudy on the Denver Broncos, guys. Go ahead, get ready for this one. Buckle up, because the Denver Broncos have been very active in the wide receiver free agent market, pursuing Allen Lazard, pursuing Adam Thielen, which makes you wonder what they think about their current players at the position. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler are on the roster, but keep in mind, the Broncos just paid Sutton $60 million over 4 years, and Tim Patrick, the former undrafted free agent, $34.5 million of 3 years. They bring in head coach Sean Payton, Hall of Fame head coach Sean Payton, which is definitely going to give them an increase in offensive production this year. They got all those wide receiver deals done before the receiver market went haywire with massive contracts last offseason. So this is Jerry Jeudy's final year on his rookie contract, and they have to decide what they're going to do if they're going to use his fifth-year option by May 1st, because he is a first-round rookie from the 2020 draft class, and it's worth $12.9 million guaranteed. So the price to acquire Jerry Jeudy is high right now, but teams are keeping a close eye on him if the price is reduced. the Broncos don't have a first or a second round pick in this year's draft. So they could definitely use some capital in the draft this year. So Jerry Jeudy is absolutely on the block. If he gets traded to a new team, he's going to make a massive wave on eBay, Steve.
There's a lot of, here's the thing is the guy didn't have this monumental season last year that everyone expected with Russell Wilson. But if you really look, his card values haven't gone down that much. People were heavily buying into him. And as we know that can affect staying power with prices. You see that with a lot of really, really high-end guys like Mahomes and stuff like that. But you try to find a rookie ticket auto of his, and they're not really going below $55, $60 on the low end. So it's interesting. I think that if he ends up with a contender, you're looking at, that trend to go back up in the right direction. So if you've been hanging on to the Judys, it's going to be a good off season for you.
Yeah, and I from the time that I bought them in November. Okay, so I made a lot of profit on Jerry Jeudy in the free agency period last year when they signed Russell Wilson. I bought them in November. That would have been 2021, and then I sold them in the free agency period of 2022 for like an insane 3x profit. And I think that you could have bought Jerry Jeudy throughout this past season. Incredible time because the Broncos offense is just sputtering in first gear all season long. I'm still seeing like sold data right now, though, Steve. It's pretty much stalled out. Like, look at some of these Mosaic rookie autograph. I know it's not serial numbered, but $15?
No, that's solid.
$15. So that's just an example, like base Prism stuff. $1, just like dollar bin cards at this point for 2020 guy, unless your name's Justin Jefferson or one of the quarterbacks, Burrow, Herbert. So Hurts, so you know what I'm saying. So Jerry Jeudy, Origins on card auto here, $25. There's the optic. There's the optic on card auto numbered out of $150, $47. Steve, this was a $100 card in that free agency time period of last year. And I just got to think that if there's a team out there that they lock up with, they could trade up in the draft. Jerry Jeudy could be one of those trades that happened during the draft that we kind of see that comes out of nowhere, kind of the AJ Brown trade, if you will, not as major because that was a major first round trade, but it could be.
Who do you think's a team that maybe would be willing to part with something to win now? I mean, there's a couple. Whoever gets them is going to have to pay him next year, unless they're just using him as a rental.
All right, so let's see. The Falcons could absolutely use another wide receiver, right? The Baltimore Ravens, definitely need another wide receiver. They need another reliable receiver alongside of Rashad Bateman and Devin Duvernay, who's heading the final year of his contract. The Panthers now need a wide receiver, and the Panthers are slated for that number 1 pick. And they're going to get a quarterback. We know the Panthers are either going to get Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. I mean, it's most of the PFF analysts have them getting C.J. Stroud from Ohio State, but there's some that are projecting Bryce Young. And hey man, they're getting a quarterback. And one of these guys, they're getting one of these elite talents coming out this year. And with them trading away DJ Moore, they definitely need a wide receiver there. So that's another potential team that could be a big boost. The Browns just locked up Elijah Moore, so that kind of answers some of their needs. The Lions, I think the Lions are pretty set right now, but they are going to lose DJ Chark most likely. So that could leave a little hole there. And that would be awesome. That would be sick. That would be sick if he went to the Lions, right? What about the Packers? That's
the team I was thinking.
Yeah, the Packers. What about the Houston Texans? What if he goes, Jerry Jeudy did go to Alabama. If he goes back to the Texans picking at number 2, they get Bryce Young. That could absolutely lead to some hype for Jeudy. Texans definitely need some more wide receiver help. The Chiefs, now that the Chiefs, no more Juju, no more Mecole Hardman. All right. Put Jerry Jeudy on the Chiefs? Are you kidding me, Steve? That would honestly be the best scenario from a rookie card perspective, because people would just go goo for Jerry Jeudy cards if he goes to the Chiefs, and they absolutely have a need for wide receiver right now, this offseason. And that could happen. That could happen because think about it. The Broncos don't need a top first round pick. They just need a pick. They don't have any first round or second round picks, man. So the Chiefs, sitting there with some decent draft capital, could easily trade for a guy like Jerry Jeudy.
What about Dallas? I feel like Dallas knows that they have one of the best lines they might ever have. Now, Dak hasn't exactly lit the world on fire after his knee injury from a few years ago. But could you imagine that receiving core with him out there? I mean, that would just be really hard to deal with.
I think that would be a boost. Absolutely. America's team, biggest market. Him alongside CeeDee Lamb would be it'd be a pretty cool duo to see. I think he could also go to a team like the Vikings who need more depth. The Chargers need better wide receivers.
Vikings makes sense because Adam Thielen's with the Panthers now.
Yeah, no more Adam Thielen. So behind Justin Jefferson, you're like KJ Osborne. Jalen Reagor, the biggest bust from 2020 that you'll ever see. So that's a possible landing spot as well. It was just a former really good playoff team, so they're going to be contenders again. So I think there's a lot of pretty decent landing spots for Jerry Jeudy, and I'm liking the prices I see right now. Let me go and see if there's any auctions like I could potentially get into right now, Steve. Get out of these solds.
I'm about it. James says Dallas is fine with Cooks. Maybe, but could you imagine them with all three of those guys?
Yeah, I think Dallas.
That's
maybe.
That's a 7 though.
Yeah, an hour. What do I got it filtered by? Let's see. Just 2020 Jerry Jeudy.
Oh, I saw a few questions about John Mechie in the chat. I think he's gaining some traction, though. Obviously, missing last season hurt his value quite a bit, but I am seeing his cards picking up steam and finishing closer in price to some of the other top guys in the draft than last season.
I like John Mechie. I've already bought, some John Mechie cards that I've got here that I'll be ready to go for draft time, because I just think that whole narrative and story about him pairing up with his former college quarterback from Alabama is really juicy, and I'm excited for him to actually debut his rookie season. So yeah, I mean, he racked up over 1,000 receiving yards in his final year at Alabama with Bryce Young. So it's like, let's go ahead and get these guys back together. I think that's a really interesting storyline. People love the comeback man, cancer survivor. Like, let's go,
It's definitely a good story. And, like you said, it's his true rookie season, if you will. So, but, maybe he hasn't been able to take the field, but he's probably been getting acclimated with the playbook, walkthroughs, perhaps getting, familiar with his team and his quarterback. Well, who will be his quarterback next year is to be determined still, but I think you get my drift on that one.
I don't know if it's because of spring break last week, Steve, or what. I just have not seen as many good listings over the past week as I normally am used to, especially for a first-round talent from 2020. I like this. This is a buy it now. I don't know if you've observed the same thing, Steve. You said you had an eBay story before you hopped on to share with us.
Oh, man. I do. And this is a frustrating one. So, I like to share all my eBay stories, but preferably the better ones. But this is another disclaimer out there for people that think that, like, dealing with people on eBay with the trading card hobby is just a cakewalk. It's not, unfortunately. There's a lot of bums out there. And essentially what happened was, somebody sent me an offer on a Jalen Hurts. It was actually one of the ones that we did for our CSG submission. And it was an optic hollow. And, I declined the guy's offer. A couple of days went by. He sent me a new offer, which was closer to what I was looking for. So I accepted it. And within 2 minutes, he sent me a DM and he's like, hey, actually, I lost interest in the card. Can you cancel my purchase? So he's another example of him sending me the offer and then me accepting and then him saying that he wanted to cancel. So it's silly. I mean, unfortunately, you could petition it with eBay, but if he doesn't pay, he'll get a strike. And, if that happens to you, you just have to let the non-payment timer lapse so you don't get a strike for canceling an order. But yeah, man, that's just some nonsense, man. If you send somebody an offer, be good for it,
There you go. Yeah, hobby tip right there. And I know everybody out there in the chat on here, you're like preaching to the choir right now. But man, yeah, those are frustrating. Like that is definitely the frustrating part of the hobby. A similar thing when Sean Payton signed with the Broncos, and the guy buy my Russell Wilson Prism, thought I was gonna break even, and I even go to the extent on 99% of my listings, all my listings I do now, I require immediate payment from the buyer, and I do it in a buy it now listing. But this one I had set up a while ago, and I guess I forgot to click that button. And I guess it's not, for whatever reason, it's not set up on my default. Anyway, so this was a situation where the guy made me an offer. I clicked on him. Like I always click on the seller's name to look and see if they've got feedback. Have they bought? Have they sold? Like, does this guy actually, can I discern any information if this guy's going to pay or not? He had transactions. Everything looked fine. So I accepted it, blah, blah, blah. The guy never paid. And I sent him several messages, not even a message back. No, I'm not going to pay. This is like this stuff does happen, man. It does happen. That's why, that require immediate payment thing for me is really important. Something that I absolutely do every single time. Ooh, what do you feel about Obsidian, Steve? Are you a fan of Obsidian?
I am. That is actually a really good price, being numbered out of 50.
Oh man, my offer got declined already, dude. I'm on air
for a second year, Jeudy too.
I'm trying to. That was the second year. Oh, whoops. Oh, I'm glad he declined it. It worked out in my favor. I'm over here streaming, thinking I typed in 2020 Jerry Jeudy. Like, can I get a seller that's gonna list their card in the right year? Like, come on, man. I didn't even catch that. So I'm glad you caught that, man.
What sucks is the so I don't know, there is other outlets other than eBay out there. Not as many eyes on those, but we've talked about it a couple times, and it's not a huge market for the hobby, but there is cards on there, and that's Mercari. One thing eBay can learn from them, and I want your opinion on this too. If you send somebody an offer, right? If you send somebody an offer, it does a pre-auth. You're committing to the purchase. So if the offer is accepted, the process begins and your card is immediately charged. So, for example, that offer the guy sent to me, his card there'd be a hold on his card, and if I accepted, the process begins. His card gets charged. eBay should definitely take a look at that, because you can set it up for require immediate payment, but if there's an offer button, that doesn't necessarily declare the payment immediately if you accept the offer, they still have to pay, and they have the opportunity to pay whenever they feel like it, or not in some cases.
Yeah, it's super, super challenging. I'm scrolling through the I'm scrolling through the comments over here. Got Hard Jim Ball out there. Got Kent Merritt. Got James Wynn. How you doing, man? Got Late Stick. He's here for all the Kadarius Tony hype. Let's go, baby. Let's go. You
Andy
got the
Jot.
Kadarius Toney hype. What is this? What is this like book of a link that you say? Oh, look at Steve coming through, guys. If you have any live snipes that you want to post up in the chat, feel free to do so. Promote your own listings if you want. Just don't spam the chat. We don't want any spammers. But check out this impeccable here that Steve found. Jeudy auto patch signature out of 75. Got 3 colors in the patch with some stitching. You love to see it. On card auto, 33 to 75. Look at the thickness on that thing, man. That's a chonker. That is a chonker, dude. Looks a little rough. Oh man, look at that corner, Steve.
Oh.
Yeah. This thing got dropped, man. This thing got dropped on its
either
head.
in the box was shipped poorly, but yeah, I would say given that, maybe I would recant that link. I did send you another one, which is not as close to ending, but definitely a better position to be bidding on.
Look at this picture. Oh, this is sold. Man, this card just sold a minute ago. Literally, it was on my live listings, and someone just bought it. You know, pictures are so important in the sports card market, and I just want to highlight how good the picture is on this. I don't know if this guy added a filter, but I will say he got his lighting right on this Brady straight fire mosaic, because the card looks straight fire in this picture. I mean, the photograph is incredible. It's just such a critical component of having a successful listing, man. Get good lighting, good crisp photographs, and look at all this guy's photographs. I mean, nice, crisp, great lighting. You can tell that he's using a photo box. So if you guys are having difficulty setting up your lighting properly, go buy a photo box off of Amazon for like $20. You know, it'll be well worth the money there.
I got some goodies in your DMs there for.
Oh, you sent me some more goodies. See what this is. Hitman's on the hunt right now, guys.
Let's
see what he's got. Got the dual orange patch. Got the sticker auto, RC shield. We got a serial number on this out of 75 on the back. Phoenix is a brand that is picking up steam as well in my book. And from what I've seen, like the sold data is that Phoenix is absolutely picking up some collectors. There are some big Phoenix fans out there. Definitely one to watch at the current price point, like $1.25 Monday night. That could be juicy. Like if you can get that for anything under, I don't know, Steve, what would you say the price point to get that under $20-$30?
Yeah, anything under 20 to 25 is an outstanding buy.
Yeah. I think that leaves you a lot of upward potential. I look at the ceiling for a card like that and buy it now. Make sure you set that require immediate payment. Ooh, this one looks cool. This one looks really cool. This is Sunday at 3:15 too. I love auctions that end in the middle of the afternoon. It's so good for buyers because that's when people are most distracted. I'm myself included. I can't tell you how many auctions I've missed out on at 3:15 in the afternoon, man. And this is like one of those situations where if I really wanted it, it's at 99 cents. I'm going to go ahead and put in my max bid at where I think the ceiling is. So I'm going to reverse engineer it. I'm going to look at the ceiling for this card, compare it against the draft class. And I'm going to guess, Steve, I'm curious your opinion, but I'm going to put the ceiling for this card. Was it numbered out of 15? So this card with this really cool patch, with the sticker, with the sticker auto, it does have a rookie card shield in the top left. That's important. Plates and patches, not the most popular brand, but we do have some pretty cool patches here in this card. We got sticker auto, we got the RC shield. I don't see where the serial number is. Oh, there it is, right in the middle of the card. Oh, it's a bookend too, Steve. 15 out of 15. I'm going to put the ceiling closer to $100 on this card because of how rare it is and everything it's got with it. I think in a right buy it now scenario, someone in a hyped up Jeudy market, someone would pay at least 60 to 70, maybe closer to 100, maybe a little bit more. But based on the current Jeudy market, I mean, that's where I'm putting the ceiling at. What do you think, Steve?
Low serial number, like you said, great patch. Auto looks good. Bookend. I think that 60 is around what the value right now should be, and 125 upwards in the right market.
Yeah, so I mean, go ahead, and if you really wanted it, put your max bid in for something you don't think it's going to get up to. Put your max bid in for like 46.88 or 56.88, and you like the chances of you bringing it home for 36 are pretty good. But that way you don't miss out on it, and you get the notification when it comes time, and you have time to react there in the final 2 minutes.
I know we kind of slipped past it earlier, but I'm a big Adam Thielen guy, and not too many guys have, under the radar, have 30 touchdowns over the last 3 years, even in a down year last year. And now he won't be in the shadow of Justin Jefferson, and he is that young QB blanket type receiver, and he's red zone friendly. So I am pretty excited about his prospects. That will be a best ball pickup for me in every league we do.
All right. I'm loving that. All right, man. So I've got one more big trade candidate. This is a quarterback. We kind of dove into the potential Sam Darnold hype last week, but it's quick to note that Ryan Tannehill, before I get more into Sam Darnold and the San Francisco 49ers, I know everybody came here to talk about Sam Darnold and Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, and we got the giveaway of the 2022 Donruss rip coming up in just a few minutes, where somebody could potentially, I think we've got a Brock Purdy downtown in here. I don't even know if Brock Purdy was printed in downtowns, but I know he's in the set, Steve, and I know we got a Brock Purdy in here, man. I'm feeling really good about this box tonight.
Could you imagine, or a gold downtown?
Oof. Let's do it. That would be awesome.
Before I forget, Andy, someone asked earlier about why they can't find the option for requiring payment upon purchase when they're listing a card. If you have enable offers selected, then that won't be an option. If you in order to require immediate payment, you have to have offers disabled.
Are you sure? Because I've done buy it now, like the way I do it. So I take pictures of the card with my phone, and I have a draft already set up. So I get the first thing I do is I'm on my computer right here. I go to eBay. I start a draft. So I'll find a sold item that I'm wanting to sell. So for example, like if I wanted to sell a I don't know. I'll just get like whatever this 2021 Mosaic script. Like I'll just click this button that says sell now, sell one like it right here. So here, let me share my screen. So like I'll find any listing. Typically it's a sold item, so I know what it's sold for, so I get an idea of the comp. But then I just click on this button right here, sell now. Of course, you gotta like sign in and this and that. I should just automatically sign me in without having to put in like a password or anything. Okay. Got it. They made some updates. So right here, so the title's already there. The this stuff I'm not worried about. Subtitle I'm not worried about. All that categories already there. Like graded's already selected. No football, got the name. Like all these descriptors are already there, so that's fantastic for me. So all I do is come down here. I do have a description. I have a default description because I'll take a picture in a one touch. So I've got like a boilerplate thing that just says the card's not shipped out in the one touch. It's shipped out in a top loader, in bubble mailer with tracking, and et cetera, et cetera. So, and then here, buy it now, allow offers. You can make offers, volume pricing, blah, blah, blah. If you wanted to schedule your auction in advance, like I could start an auction tonight and have it end next Sunday night. You could schedule it in advance, then your shipping. Now your preferences. Preferences is where the require immediate payment is at. Now, for me, I do this part on my phone. So this is basically what I do, and I'll save for later. I'll click this, boom. I'll click this save for later button, and now I've got this draft here. And now I'll go to my phone, open up that draft, upload the photo, bloop, bloop, and at the bottom on my phone app, it says require immediate payment. Let's see if I can show it real quick, Steve. So look.
Interesting. The one thing that I'm not certain about is that that may work if they select the buy it now option. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. But if they make an offer, I'm not sure that that's the case, at least from my experience.
I don't know why the app keeps signing me out. This is like lately. This is the I don't know. The app has signed me out a bunch of times. It drives me crazy. All right. So under my eBay. Selling under drafts, there it is. So under drafts, click on the drafts, and then you just upload your photo. Just boom, select from library. Now down at the bottom of this, preferences, require immediate payment. See how mine's defaulted to yes?
Yeah.
So I've got pricing. So let's see here. Pricing, buy it now. Offers, yes. So if I said this for $50, and now I've got offers, yes, allow offers, minimum offer amount of 40, done. And then I set my shipping, which I have normally set to a standard flat shipping of $385. I probably should up that now to $4 because USPS rates have gone up just a little bit. And then right here under preferences, see, this isn't on the web app I just showed you guys, but it is on. So right there, require immediate payment. I just always make sure that's turned on for everything.
See, here's the thing: is it says get paid right away when a buyer chooses to buy it now. It says specifically that. So if they send an offer, right? I don't think that's applicable. I think I haven't had that experience. I'm going to tinker with the mobile app a bit and see what I can figure out. But I didn't even know that. I have seen that come up on the desktop before, but sometimes it doesn't show up, like when you were just in there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now that you think about that, maybe I did have my Russell Wilson set to require immediate payment, and the offer function kind of is a loophole for that. But I don't know, man. I thought it wasn't, but I know that's thinking logically, that makes sense. But back to the trade rumors we were talking about. It is important to note that Ryan Tannehill is entering the final year of his contract and has no guaranteed money left on his deal. The Titans general manager, Rob Carthen, has made a bunch of transactions since taking over, moving on from veterans like Taylor Lewan, Ben Jones, Bud Dupree, Zach Cunningham, and Robert Woods recently. So the Titans could move forward with one more year of Tannehill, but they have given no indication he's their guy for next season. Tennessee has quietly been doing its work on this year's rookie quarterback class, so we'll see if the team dabbles in any trade to get one, because looking at the current mock for the Titans, they are drafting at number 11 and currently projected to take an offensive lineman, which they do need. And as of right now, they're sticking with Derrick Henry, and they do have a run-heavy offense, so they absolutely need an offensive lineman. The PFF is projecting him to take Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State. So that's a guy that's definitely on the block. They could be in the ballpark to move up and try and take a guy, because clearly Malik Willis is not ready. But the big quarterback speculation and rumor is Trey Lance on the 49ers. We have not talked about Trey Lance enough over the past month. And, that's because the 49ers love what they saw out of Brock Purdy last season, right? I mean, there's plenty of people who think he is 100% their starting quarterback once fully healthy, recovered from his elbow injury. And the elbow injury is pretty serious, but his surgery is supposed to, I mean, it's unclear, right, Steve? It's unclear whether he's going to be healthy enough to return to action week 1. They signed Sam Darnold to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal that could be worth as much as $11 million with incentives. So they clearly, if you read between the lines there, that kind of implicates that there absolutely could be starting time for Sam Darnold in September, which is why last week we were looking at Sam Darnold cards. I even tried to snipe a couple, got outbid, did not get them. We may try again here in a minute tonight because I still think 49ers starting quarterback in September. We've seen Darnold flash. He could do it for them. They've got all the supporting cast. But a lot of people have now wondered what this means for Trey Lance, who's nearing full recovery from a broken ankle suffered in week 2 of last season. And for now, it's all speculation, but there's people who and us included, who don't think Darnold signed there to be the QB3 on the roster. We think he signed there to be their bridge starting quarterback until Brock Purdy's healthy.
I think that's legit it. I think that Purdy or Trey Lance could be on the move as long as they still have value. The minute you decide one is your backup and one is the third stringer, there's a lot of value lost there. If a team perceives the guy as a third string quarterback as opposed to one of your potential starters. So I think one of them's got to go, and they realize that too. So Lance may have the highest upside given his draft capital and his age and the fact that he'll potentially be ready for the beginning of the season where Purdy might not be. So really QB needy team, I could see maybe going for the Trey Lance special.
Yeah, look, Kyle Shanahan sets you up for success. I mean, it does not look at Brock Purdy. He stepped in there, man, and immediately just climbed to an elite quarterback status within the NFL. Like, I think that there was a lot of sign. If you watch the tape, and I know that was a water slog game against the Chicago Bears week 1 last year, but if you go back to that game and watch how ill-prepared Trey Lance was to make it to run at the speed of the NFL and make the decisions and get the ball out of his hands quickly. I mean, dude, it's just night and day between the way he executed in the Kyle Shanahan offense and the way Brock Purdy eventually did. So I think there's a lot, dude. I think there's a lot of signs here that point to Trey Lance not being their starter next year, which means they go ahead and trade him now, right? But go ahead and trade him now before he starts another game and he steps on his you-know-what again or flames out again, or gets hurt again. Fully healthy, trade him now, right? I mean, don't you think you try and recoup what you can now? You bring in Sam Darnold as a bridge to getting Brock Purdy healthy again. I mean, I'm kind of reading between the lines here. I think he gets traded, which if Trey Lance gets traded, I'm going to sell on the hype. I'm advocating to buy him now and flip him. His prices are super cheap. Like, buy him now and flip him on the news. Don't wait till he plays. It's not like I'm investing a bunch of money into a long-term Trey Lance play. I'm saying sell him on the news of being traded this offseason and make your money and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think that they're not bringing in Darnold to just be there, right? He didn't sign there to be a third stringer. So someone's going between those other two guys, and I feel like the one that makes the most sense is Trey Lance because his perceived value is that much higher.
And I've got to admit, man, I have not been watching the Sam Darnold auctions as closely as I should be. I think he's quarterback that could easily be flipped here in September. Training should get some highlights. Bless you, Steve.
Thank you, man. Yeah, like What do you got there? Ooh, the
It's
immaculate.
horizontally formatted, but jeez, man, it's an immaculate out of 35 RPA.
Even
Currently
if you
only
don't bid on it, I'm
$43.
just curious to see what where that ends up.
And so this is the problem, guys, with horizontal cards. It's like, how do you, and you don't want to send it to HGA. I mean, yeah, okay, they do some cool stuff. They got some horizontal slabs, but I mean, HGA is just going to be a fraction of the resale value of PSA. And maybe PSA comes out with a horizontal slab. I think I remember seeing something somewhere that they were in development or potential talks of releasing a horizontally formatted slab for this very reason.
Let's see. Travis is saying Lance makes $660K a year and got paid $5 million. I doubt he's moving. Yeah, I mean, you got to move on from a guy while he has value still. And
That's what I'm saying.
Brock Purdy's not making much either way at the the last
he's free.
pick of the draft.
Brock Purdy is free.
Yeah.
It's literally
he's probably
free.
The lowest paid guy on the team. And if he's as good as he looked, they got him for a couple more years at below the veteran minimum at this point.
There's a Trey Lance select Nate. I like that. He's got the big innate for his profile picture too. Nate said there is a Trey Lance select purple PSA 10 up right now. Let's check that out. What do you think about this orange die cut? Orange is a 49ers color, Steve, and I know it's a die cut, but we got an RC logo. We got a serial number, and it looks pretty sharp. It is from 2018, so the scarcity is going to be way better, guys, than what you're going to find in 2020 or 2021 or especially or 2022. So I mean, at this current price point, I mean, and this ending time, 3:30 a.m., Steve, 3:30 a.m., Steve, will be sound asleep. I know I will be. 425 currently. I think this card's got easy like $30-$40 upside if I could get it for under 20. I mean, that's a nice little snipe, I think.
I agree. No, I like those. I picked up a I'm still a fan despite the trade. Picked me up a Roquan, that same card this week. So those are nice. And that's actually a pretty good photo the guy took.
Well, now what about something like this where you've got a what is this, stars and stripes here, or rookies and stars? So yeah, lesser desirable set for sure. It's kind of like along those same lines of illusions or absolute, something like that. And it looks like maybe a little bit of corner. I don't know. It's hard to tell without no back photo here. But we do have a sticker, rookie auto, got a serial number out of 10, 09 out of 10, right on the front. Got a rookie card shield in the bottom right. That's important. Only $18 right now.
That's quite a buy. I mean, the upside is, who knows, honestly. I mean, we know that he's a former first-round pick. If he ends up starting the season or maybe keeping the job, who knows? I mean, at this point, we can only speculate because we don't know, but the upside for that card is quite high.
I gotta find this.
The thing with Trey Lance too is, you and I both know there's a couple people in chat that are and in the Discord holding the bag on Mr. Trey Lance. So,
including me.
If he gets traded, I mean, that your window to move out of that card, if you so choose, is now presented again.
No, it's not a choice, Steve. It is mandatory. I'm planting my flag. If he gets traded, you sell on that damn news. You do it, man. You do it, and don't look back. Don't look back.
I think the most interesting thing for me is, just to see where he ends up is exciting. I mean, you saw how hyped up people were for him last year. I mean, how hyped up would they be for him again if he goes to a new team?
I want to see where he's at. Speaking of that water slog game in week 1 of last year, I want to see where Trey Lance's graded card market is compared to Justin Fields. Justin Fields is just crushing him in volume, and resale value across the board pretty much. The base Donruss Lance PSA 10, $30 trend, $53 on the base Prism PSA 10 compared to the Fields at 100. Let's see what the pop is. So the Fields is now at 1,287 PSA 10s. The Lance is at 1,003. So Fields has also surpassed him in population count as well. Now, where does Trevor Lawrence stack up with these guys? Well, let's go ahead and add his name in. We're looking at 30-day sales results on PSA 10 cards, all PSA 10 cards in the last 30 days on eBay. Look at that. Lawrence is actually in the lead over all of them, Steve. They're in Jacksonville.
It's on the bottom right. What's that Lance base Prism going for there? I can't see.
$53 trend, holding pretty steady around $50. I mean, that's pretty base for.
What's your opinion on this though? So for an extra $14, you can get an optic Justin Fields. To me, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I would say in terms of a long-term investment, 100%. 100%. I even like the hype in September. Give me for an extra. How much extra am I paying? Not for very much, right? I mean, where's that optic? There's the optic. There's the optic Lawrence going for 125. The optic Lance PSA 10 for 42. Did I already go past the Justin Fields optic? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, you had it right on top of it. The 66 average, 72 trend. Yeah, no, I dig it, man, because that's a much safer investment. I think it gives you a lot of hype potential for September. As soon as we start getting highlights from training camp of Justin Fields, making all these moves, throwing to DJ Moore. I mean, it's gonna be really exciting for Chicago fans. They're gonna be pumped. You guys are gonna be pumped heading into September. I know it. And if you can kind of see that coming, I mean, that's just a great play, great play. Instead of trying to count on Trey Lance being traded, which is a way riskier play. He's obviously a far inferior player at this point. I specified at this point. I don't want Messiah coming after me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, with him, everything is just pure speculation at this point. And, not that, I have anything against the guy, but when we talked about it last year where I was like, do not buy, do not buy, do not buy, it was coming from a position of logic where his cards were so overpriced. There was no chance that if you were buying for financial gain that you could possibly make any money off of his cards. Now, right now is an entirely different story. He's seen the highs and the lows, maybe not the lowest of the lows yet, but he's in a position where there's room to grow. Should you come across, an opportunity where he goes to a good team and excels there, I think that's kind of where you want to be right now.
That's it, man. That's where you want to be. And look, I think most of the chat agrees with us here. I love it, man. I've started up 7 questions, but first, before we get to those questions, hang around for a little bit. I got questions here from Hard Jim Ball, Robert Cheney, BC Day, Dash, Halo's Finest, Anani. I've got some stuff started up over here, but before we get to that, I want to go ahead and spin the wheel, guys. It's time to spin the wheel here. This is everybody who signed up for the Card Shop Live app in the months of December, January, February. I promised you guys a hobby box of 2022 Donruss, and here we go. So all 54 of you guys on the wheel. Steve, are you ready to spin? I put Brock Purdy on the picture of the wheel here because we are ripping 2022 Donruss. It's just it's perfect timing after we just talked about dumping our Trey Lance cards if he hopefully gets traded.
Yeah, man. Good luck to everyone. And, if you're in the chat, If you're watching and you win, say something, man. We're rooting for you to get some big pulls here.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh man, that's making me dizzy. Who do we got?
Ken Lewis. Ken Lewis, congratulations, bro. So what I'm gonna do, because Ken Lewis could have moved to Alaska. Who knows? First, I'm sorry, Ken, if you're in the chat under a different name. If you're out there, Ken's like, wait a minute, I'm right here, dude. A lot of people, obviously don't use their full name they use to sign up with the app. So we're gonna pick up a backup for Ken. So like if I can't find Ken, he's not a patron, I can't get a hold of him with his email, he doesn't send me an email. If I can't find him within like a week, 2 weeks tops, we're gonna pick a backup winner. We're gonna go ahead and pick that backup winner now. So this is in case Ken has just totally vanished. We're gonna respin. So we're removing Ken, and here we go.
And no hacking Ken's computer from
remotely,
so you can win by default.
Robert, shot. Oh, laid on shot.
He's
shot.
He's hoping for Kadarius Toney 101 probably.
Picard, yeah. Yeah, we know Jonathan Taylor cards. So we'll give him the option because he is a Jonathan Taylor super collector, and he is a field level patron. We'll spin one more time as a third, and if just in case, I want to do this because just in case Ken is no longer around. Rage, are you Ken? Are you Ken Lewis, Rage? This might be Ken right here. He said, "What I win." All right, but if Shant may, I'll give Shant the option to donate it to the third backup. We're gonna do one more backup. I want to go ahead and I don't want there to be any controversy if down the road. So I'll just go ahead and get one now.
You'll have all the spins out of the way if we need to.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than having to revisit the wheel later.
Pierce. All right, Pierce.
All right, that gives us
good luck to all of us. Let's hope we pull something good at it for one of these guys. All right. Let's do this. Let's get the card cam back in the stream here. All right, let me put this over here. Let's get this little cord. Let's do one of these. All right. Boom. Is that another bang or is that the same bang? I can't remember.
New can.
Are you hitting the gym after this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today I am. I had to make sure I had the appropriate fuel for the marathon tonight.
Nice. I love this pop out, Steve. Have you been to any retail stores lately to try and find any seal wax?
I've seen Score and Absolute only, but I'll tell you what, that's a lot more than I've seen at all. Where's the cactuar? He's hiding today. But yeah, no, it's around here. It's really hard to find any NFL product. So the fact that I saw, despite it being low-end product, there has been at least some product lately. So I'm hoping to catch some Donruss and maybe some Optic.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I would love to get my hands on some Prism retail this year. I like the design better this year. Carter likes the 2021 better, but I definitely like the 2022 better. I'm curious to which one you like better.
It's not yet grown on me, if I'm being honest, for this year's design.
Really?
Yeah, the the cards all appear to be off-center to me because of the way the design looks.
Let's put those here. Should move those here. All right.
And I can't tell if that's by design that they're meant to look that way, but I have seen quite a few that aren't off-center. Are the ones that are not off-center actually the off-center ones? That's the real question.
Yeah, I wonder the same thing about this new Donruss. I mean, look at these. Doesn't that look off-center? Is that off-center?
That's what I'm saying. Like that one actually looks pretty good. A lot of the ones I've seen are like very skewed to one side, and I don't know if that has to do anything with the team or what the case is, or which side the Donruss logo's on. Like the rookies have the logo on the top right.
I'll tell you, Kyle Hamilton was an absolute stud at Notre Dame, man. But talking to my father-in-law, he just can't. It's really hard for him to stay healthy. Justin Jefferson. I think the Packers could also be in the market for a running back this draft. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, Mr. Derek Carr moving to the New Orleans Saints there. Got an Elite Series. What do you call that? No serial number. Got the Micah. The Micah highlights. Micah's another guy. Don't forget, man. That's a elite, probably future Hall of Fame defensive player. If you guys are in the market for good players that are going to be good long-term investments, don't forget about Micah. Now this pack, Steve, I think I might have just stumbled upon. Oh, I just stumbled upon the memorabilia card. The memorabilia card's right here. There's a big old chonker right there. You see it? So we got a mem card right here. There's supposed to be one mem card and one autograph in this box. Brandon Smith, Darius Slayton, Jordan Poyer. There's the Tom Brady base from Donruss.
Can we get some optic previews?
Oh, I know, man. Right?
In light of our conversation last week, I did actually buy 2 optic previews this week. Managed to get a Jameson Williams.
You ready?
What do we got? Tell me that's not a spacer card, Andy.
I think it's a spacer. Oh, man. Dude. A spacer? What? They didn't know they put spacers in packs? What is this?
Is that to discourage pack weighing, perhaps?
Maybe. I was going to mention that at my local Target, they're selling individual packs out of hobby boxes now. This is a pretty cool Dominators Justin Fields here.
That's very nice. I like that. Probably not a huge dollar amount card, but that's a very nice card.
And we also have a nice, this has got a canvas texture to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Really nice canvas texture to it. Gridiron King CD Lamb here with some pretty cool artwork. No serial number, but nice canvas finish to that. I got to imagine that's, at least a more rare insert, I would imagine. And a old Donruss retro there, Peyton Manning. It looks like a card from the 90s right there. That spacer, man, messed with me bad.
Little trolling by Panini there, but it's early in the game. I'd love to see some rated rookie autos, maybe an optic preview, maybe
There's supposed to be one auto in this pack, and one memorabilia card. Man, they sealed this wax up pretty well. I'll say this wax compared to the Bowman Chrome U that we ripped the other day on the channel, this one is way harder to open. All right, there's Jelani Woods, the Colts, should get a good quarterback upgrade this year. Jacoby Myers. Dude, I'm having a brain fart. Where did Jacoby Myers go to? I know the Patriots traded him or released him, and he signed. I can't think of it for the life of me right now.
Vegas. Pretty sure.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He went to Vegas. Okay. Thank you.
Let's see.
There's your Mooney. All right. Valued collector. What is this?
Redemption.
Ooh, got a nice Herbert. Looks like he's paying his respects to the national anthem.
Andy's slow playing the redemption.
Oh, was it redemption? Dude, I just totally put this to the side. Like this is some kind of like kid reporter card or something. It's Kyle Hamilton again. It's a rookie autograph. Well, is this our autograph? Man, I hope this is not the only autograph in here. This is Kyle Hamilton, safety for the Baltimore Ravens. First round draft pick from last year. Scratch off and redeem online at PaniniAmerica.net, and you'll get it like 6 months. Jalen Ramsey, the champ, is here. No longer on the Rams, man.
I like the throwback, Cooper Kupp throwback. Old Donruss design.
I don't know why I'm having a brain fart with all these teams. He went to Miami, right?
Ramsey?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. No, that was a big move. That was a big move. I want to say I don't know why I'm having brain farts right now. I'm multitasking, probably because it's late at night.
I know we talked about it before. I know it's still early in the discussion, but I think
Derek calls him a fish.
I think with Fanatics, they've at least preliminarily said that they're gonna do away with the what's it called, the redemptions and or the sticker autos, perhaps both. Who knows?
There's John Randall. That was a bad man right there. There's Cordell Patterson, Kenyon Drake. There's Jair Alexander. Lavishka. Another one. Look at that, man. I think that is to probably to keep people from weighing packs, because it's like probably the same exact weight of a memorabilia card,
Seems to make sense.
Tua Dominators. Got a Shaquille Leonard, Gridiron Kings, the Colts. Linebacker. Another John Randall retro.
Yeah, I think sometimes people don't think about Optic and Donruss and how hard it is to actually get, an auto of a good player. The print checklist is so big. Despite the print run, the checklists are huge on these cards.
Yeah, that's a really important tip to look at the checklist when you're buying the sealed product, because if it is massive, then that inherently should lower your hit rate, right?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a possibility of, 300-400 guys and maybe 20 of them are desirable as far as your opinion goes, then, you're talking about a high likelihood that the auto is going to be of someone you're not hoping to get.
Hey, there's your boy, Alec Pierce.
Yeah.
On the Colts.
The local hero, man. Alec Pierce. That was the other Optic preview I bought. I forgot.
Jalen Waddle highlights. Jalen Waddle, 1992 throwback. Man, this 1992 set brings back some memories. I have a ton of baseball cards.
Yep.
In this set.
Yep.
And 1992 Donruss.
I wish they would have made it a little more scarce rather than just like a throw-in.
Yeah, they should make that a short print insert. Like, don't make that a common. I think all inserts should be short print. They should be like, serial numbered to 199 or something or less. And if you want to keep the variety, that's fine. But serial number them and keep them like fairly scarce, so that they're, people want to chase them.
That's the thing is, when you had the junk wax era, for example, like a lot of these inserts were very difficult pulls. There was not just one per case hits, if you will, but there was like cards that were more scarce than that. And there was, other hits that were like 1 in 12 packs or whatever. But, when you have like one throwback Donruss card per pack, just about, it kind of takes away from the desirability.
That's a pretty cool Nick Bosa card. And then we do have a Jalen Tolbert. My guy, Jalen Tolbert, that didn't get any playing time, totally in the doghouse from Mike McCarthy in his rookie year. Got a nice canvas-rated rookie. This is pretty cool canvas. I wonder if they do all the canvases like this. Got the canvas texture. That's pretty cool with the artistic rendition, portrait style. And I imagine that this is definitely a little bit more scarce. They typically do the canvases kind of like as like the optic hollow is for the optic. But that one also has like that portrait look to it, which that's a case hit from Prestige that's done pretty well. And that's an interesting little card right there.
We got a couple A+ comments going in the chat. Rage said, "Oh, it does. Todd Van Poppel Nightmares from 1992 for sure, man. Who doesn't remember that?" David says, "Football card quest, boys. How's it hanging? Where's Derek? Is he busy sniping Trey Lance cards on eBay like I am?" Almost for sure. Almost for sure.
Wait, I'm not seeing a Derek response to that yet. There's the big man Jordan Davis.
Might have a press-proof red in the back.
There's the Joey B evading some pressure. Oh yeah, we might have something. Here. Got the Fred Warner.
Rage said in the 90s you can open a whole pallet of Donruss before you got one elite card to 10K. For sure, man. No, you're absolutely right.
There's a Drew Brees canvas.
Something the other day about cards coming out of a vending machine. That was a thing back then when those cards were out.
Here you go. Here's a Garrett Wilson Elite Series rookies. All right. I'll definitely have to put that in a sleeve. It'll be a couple dollars. Mike Gesicki highlights, and we got a press-proof Tim Patrick.
If that was Jeudy, man, that would have been quite ironic.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man. We were pretty high on Patrick last year, and it's unfortunate he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But
the guy put up almost 1,000 receiving yard. I'll definitely be sure to go back through. Definitely going to
1,000 receiving yards with Drew Lock, nonetheless.
Yeah, I know, man. It was like, man, so much promise last year. It just, so I think this year with Sean Payton, I think a lot of it's almost going to be like the Urban Meyer was for Trevor Lawrence, that Nathaniel Hackett was for Russell Wilson. We'll see, but it's along those same lines. Like, I think a lot of people are going to give him a second chance, but he's not going to get another chance after this one, Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, it was just unfortunate that Tim Patrick tore his ACL in training camp. We were all bummed about that because we had all spent we probably spent like 8th to 10th round 80 fantasy ADP on him. And there's a nice Elite Series Aiden Hutchinson. We're getting quite a few of these Elite Series. I like the kind of pop that it has, the little silver prism. I don't know what you call that, like a lightning bolt kind of. Electric waves or something.
For paper cards, that's an exceptional looking card.
Yeah. Franchise future DeAndre Swift. I don't know about that. Donruss, Panini. David Montgomery's in town now, boys. He's about to be the hammer for the Lions next year. Don't sleep on David Montgomery this year. I don't know, man. David Montgomery, where are you taking him in fantasy this year? Are you taking him ahead of Swift? Here we go.
I mean, they're making it sound like Swift isn't going anywhere, but I'm finding that hard to believe, especially when they've already came out and said that they're going to limit his touches. I mean, wouldn't you want? Granted, he was hurt last year, but if he's as good as they say he is, and
He's
they
always hurt.
boast about him all the time. Do you want to just use him in a reserve role if he's really that good, or maybe get something for him while he's still in that age apex before he gets hurt again? That whole spiel. So I think he's outstanding. If they're going to use him, great. But if they're not going to, I think they should try to get something for him.
Check out, and he's always hurt, man. He's a satellite back plus, and I think you got to bring David Montgomery in all purpose. I think you use Swift in that satellite role, and David Montgomery becomes your hammer plus, like Jamal Williams was last year, but even a little bit more versatile. Look at this Powers plus Derek Carr. That's interesting.
I don't know if I've seen those before. Yeah, I mean, I think, not just from my Chicago bias, but I think that's a nice card there.
There we go.
Man, I think that behind that line, Montgomery's going to change a few people's minds. I know there's some people that don't think he's anything special, but you got to remember what tools he's had to work with for the past couple of years.
I'd say, and another team right here that a lot of people aren't really talking about, man. And the Steelers, I think, definitely are going to be better than they were last year with Kenny Pickett. And George Pickens is just an absolute freak athlete. I mean, he's got such a promising future in the NFL. And, man, if there's any deals you can find on George Pickens, like, just get them. Get them, Great long-term
hold. We had the redemption earlier. I know I told you off camera last week, but I'm not sure we talked about it on the show. I was complaining a few weeks ago about how I have 3 redemptions in with Panini and hadn't gotten any of them, including one that's over a year old. Finally got one in the mail the other day, and it was the most recent one I submitted. So still waiting on the year plus one.
More Alec Pierce. I will officially not be buying any more 2022 Donruss. This is way too much Alec Pierce for my liking, Steve. Here we go. We got a Donruss Canvas Portraits Garrett Wilson. This might be the best card we pulled all pack besides that press proof red George Pickens and the Elite Series Garrett Wilson. Here we got a Canvas because this is going to be like their short print insert portrait rated rookie Garrett Wilson. I'd say this card's got $10 to $20 potential, but especially right now with it being a new product and optic yet to be released and Prism just released, so brand new, it's still super expensive. Like, that's a card that if I was a breaker and a flipper that I would sell immediately on the Rodgers hype. New product, Rodgers.
Open here, so
offensive rookie of the year. Oh yeah, man! I still got like 2, 4, plus 3, 7 packs after this one, and we haven't got to our mem card yet, unless it's going to be some kind of redemption or spacer. There's Nick Chubb, Penei Sewell. There's the big man. Laramie Tunsil. There's another big man.
Tunsil, speaking of Tunsil, he just re-signed.
Yeah, man. He's such a stud, dude. I honestly, I was telling Carter the other day, I think the Texans' offensive line is underrated. Like, I think that's like not in the bottom third of the league. I think it's kind of middle of the pack. Those are nice Patrick Mahomes dominators. You were talking about Trey McBride last week, or when we did the tight end show. There's a Gridiron Kings Trey McBride right there. Canvas.
I've picked up some nice Trey McBrides in the past few weeks, hoping he pops off. I mean, I was a big fan of him. We talked about him in the draft stream, and that was before. And with the likelihood of DeAndre Hopkins departing, that's a lot of targets opening up over there. So.
A lot of targets.
And Ertz. We forgot Ertz, who's most likely going to be moved on from this year, too.
Yeah, he's getting old, man. Got Carson Strong. There's a Micah. Dawson Knox. Looks like he's getting his foot out of a defender's
He's all
hands.
tangled. He's all tangled.
Yeah, it looked like he was doing some kind of little country line dance right there. Kyle Pitts. We got a veteran Drew Brees. Jonathan Greenard. Look at that. I got a veteran Kurt Warner in here. Check that out, man. Got the Sky Moore. Sky Moore is going to have to step it up in his second year, man. I'm sure some people are going to be reaching for Sky Moore once again in fantasy drafts this offseason. Probably get a little rookie card hype heading into September. Sky Moore, early declare.
Some Derek Carr chat going on. I think it's important to remember that let's see. So he had almost 5,000 passing yards in 2021, and he's had over 4,000 every year except for last year, going back 5 years. So whether you like Carr or not, I think that you should like anyone that he's throwing the ball to this year.
Look at his deep ball completion numbers too as well. He ranks in pretty elite category in terms of deep ball completion, deep ball accuracy, deep ball touchdowns. All right, this has got to be the mem card. Okay, look at that, Steve. See that big old chunker? That is not a spacer. I'm curious. I almost want to get the food scale out. I'm guessing that this blank cardboard piece weighs the same as that one, and that's why they did that. We're starting this pack off with a Treylon Burks rated rookie, though. I like it.
Another guy that I'm big on.
Yeah. Got Galladay. Galladay finally released by the Giants. The guy needs to retire, man.
I was watching a couple consignment pages on eBay, and I saw a couple Galladays get sold the other day, and I'm like, how could you still be buying that guy? Just my opinion, but I don't get it.
It's backwards, Steve. I don't know why, but if I do this, and you guys are going to be looking at the back of the card. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do something like this. Yeah, I don't know why they did this. I don't know. We're going to go like that, and then it's also upside down. Hopefully.
Speaking of Derek Carr, I don't know if you guys saw the terrible but not too bad skills competition for the Pro Bowl this year, man. He looked pretty damn good out there.
It's Patrick Surtain. All right, are we getting to the mem card yet? Joe Montana is right on top of the mem card here. We got a press proof Joe Montana, and then Marcus Mariota.
No.
Passing the torch. Come on, man. This is 2022 set. Can it at least be a Desmond Ridder? 12 out of 199.
That goes back to what we were talking about earlier, Andy, in the size of the checklist. You do have
oh man, Matt Ryan on the back. He's not passing the torch to Mariota. These guys aren't even on the team anymore. This is ridiculous.
Oh, Matt Ryan. Yeah, they're both. Man.
I'm sorry. This is the most worthless patch card I think I've ever seen.
That is a ball dropper.
Yeah, that is a worthless patch card. It might as well have been this blank piece. I could probably sign my name on here and it'd sell for more than this. Oh man,
that's a womp womp right there.
They say pull the patch, open it up to see if it's actually Mariota on the patch. Rip it open? Really?
I have seen people doing that and finding out that it's actually a different player's uniform.
No way. Should I do it? These guys want me to rip it open. They actually put names on the patches in the card. It says it's not from any. It says it's not from this authentic memorabilia is not from any specific game or event. I mean, it's absolutely worthless patch card. You don't think Ken or Shot would get would get upset because it's a worthless patch card. I've never destroyed a card like that. I feel really weird about doing it. But
well, let's save this. Let's leave a little suspense. Let's let the winner decide, and we'll do it on the show next week.
I kind of want to do it now, though, Steve.
You could, if they get mad about it, you could send them $1 with their cards.
Swamp talking. Screw it, man. I'm doing it. Somebody said just do it.
It's citizen journalism, Andy.
Yeah, we're doing it. I've never cut open a card before. This is just a little. It's not even going to be a tag, guys. I don't know what we're expecting to find here.
Huh. I wonder if they actually just used a tiny piece, because I've seen on YouTube a couple times, like there was parts of a uniform in there that belonged to different players than the card indicated.
What?
But I wonder if, because this is 2 guys, they just used a random colored piece of cloth.
There's no names. This is the weakest patch card I've ever seen.
Oh man,
we ripped it open, man. We destroyed this card.
We're close. You got an X-Acto knife or something?
I do. It's over there. What if I just like cut it in half? Is there like a middle to it? We did this.
We're about to find out.
I was like, is there names in the middle? No. It's just a lot of cardboard. This is good for your fireplace.
2 separate pieces of cloth? It looks.
It is 2 separate pieces of cloth. There appears to be no names or tags. This is not. It's definitely glued in too.
In the name of science, this has been interesting.
It's definitely glued in. We appreciate you, Card Shop Live. Look at that. I got myself a little piece of red rag there for my shirt. What is this? Look at this. Oh, we got a name.
This one actually does say Matt Ryan.
This one does say Matt Ryan. It's because it's got the little sticker on the back of it. Okay, all right. So this one's got a little sticker on the back of it. And it says, let's see if you guys can see that.
Red Matt Ryan.
Yeah, let me see if I can get that. Yeah, it just says Matt Ryan, red. There you go. That's on that one. I didn't see that. Okay, wait, hold on a second. There was that little piece underneath the other side.
Wait,
Ito Smith. Oh, that's hilarious.
We got him. We got him. We got him.
We got him. It says Ito Smith. Come
Busted,
on,
Panini. Busted.
It's like
not
got
even the
you.
right player's uniform, man.
On live YouTube TV right now. Ito Smith. That is not Marcus Mariota.
Could you imagine? I mean, imagine that you were a Mariota fan and you're like, man, I got this great Mariota patch here. And now you have that.
God.
And deep down the whole time it was a sham of a patch.
Is it? So how many other cards have they done this to, thinking that no collector in their right mind is going to cut open a card like I just tear open a card like I did, so they would never get caught. And here they are just putting random, 1-year backup running back patches in for just because it's red and they need to fill it in.
Man.
It's messed up, man.
There's got to be some upset people out there. I don't think anyone's going to rip open like a burrow or anything, but man, that's disappointing. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, Somebody clip that 1 minute segment that we just, or whatever, that might have been a 5 minute segment, but you can clip it on YouTube and then post it on Twitter and tag Panini. I may do that if none
Andy,
of you guys
that would make for a good IG short as well, or even a YouTube.
Yeah. Tag me in the post. That would be hilarious. Another Sky Moore rated rookie. Kenneth Game. We'll see if they respond. I doubt they even respond.
Oh.
What is this? There's no name. What is this?
Wait, is that Kyle Hamilton again?
It looks like it's a corner. Was this Marcus Allen or Marlon Humphrey? Marlon Humphrey. They just forgot to put his name on the front?
No, it's a shorter print. Print version.
It's an intentional no name card with a
kind of like the aqueous test, if you recall those.
Tua looks like he's got to take a dump and spread his face.
He's clenching.
Oh man, old Leroy Butler inducted. Check that out. That's pretty cool. And all right, we got a red press proof Drake London. I would have, if that patch would have been Drake London from that card, I would have just put it right here, man. Listed on eBay just like that.
Hey, you know what? You should find like a random Ito Smith card, stick it to it, and then put it on eBay as a 1-of-1 custom card.
No name short print. All right, everybody agrees with you. No name short print. You get one no name SP per box. Oh, okay. Martin Emerson, Dan Marino, Marquise Brown, Jake Matthews, Darren Waller.
Andy, what's your opinion on the big checklists? Honestly, I'm not opposed to it, but I wish that, rather than seeing so many, Hall of Famers and legends, that they would actually, feature more of the players in the league. I know that to some people that would be less appealing, but
yeah, that's a good question. That was a cool canvas, Rashad White, and then you got a Darius Leonard here. Oh yeah, serial number 28 out of 53 to the jersey numbers. You got a jersey number, serial number here on the veteran Darius Leonard. Looks like a kind of like an orange press proof, or no, stat line maybe 50 bunch of jersey number match or something. I kind of like it if they kept most sets to a shorter checklist and left like certain, like the rookie ticket auto, for example, it's got a really big checklist. Maybe you leave the base down, but having, a dozen sets with this massive checklist, I don't agree with, man. Because I'm a bigger proponent of keeping things more scarce than just more abundant. It's better for demand, and it's better to like project and track. There's got to be, at this point, there's got to be so much volume of this stuff sold for like the prices to significantly change.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have, like, we had 2 John Randalls, no disrespect to John Randall, but like, why not have some active players that don't see prints ever? You know what I mean? Or deeper into the draft, get some, I know Derek's gonna appreciate this, some 4th, 5th, 6th rounders that aren't QBs printed.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna have vets, I agree with Chad. He said autos only. I would say, or short print inserts only, even, and make it like something special to get a vet. Or when I say vet, I mean a, retired player.
There you go. Got a nice little Breece Hall rookies.
Yeah, something on the back. Something possibly gold. Is that a numbered out of 50 press proof?
Let's see what we got here. We got a Kenneth Walker III Gridiron Kings canvas after the Breece Hall What do we got here, folks?
It is
Bud Dupree.
out of 50 press proof.
Press proof. Is this a gold press proof?
Yeah, I
Bud
believe it's
Dupree out of 50. Yeah, it's like a gold zone. He's not even on the Titans anymore. We just talked about that.
I mean,
swing and a miss.
Again, that is the other side effect of having a large checklist. You know, it's not all going to be very desirable guys. So that's the trade-off.
Otherwise, some pretty decent cards in that pack. I like some of those cards in that pack.
But at the same time, you know, we talk about like the glory days of the junk wax era. I mean, and how fun that was to collect. Like, I think that nobody would be mad about it if the product was less expensive. You know what I mean? You're talking like a box like this was like $50, $50 before.
Yeah, and now it's $250.
If you're paying $250 for a
get.
box, like you better be getting something remotely close to it in value.
Fletcher Cox, Nelson Aguilar, Jeremy Chin, Leonard Fournette, Trevor Lawrence, Von Miller, Tom Brady Dominators. And there's quite a bit of John Randall printed in this
Three.
set.
Three. That's the third one.
Canvas Gridiron Kings and Keontae Ingram, backup running back for the Arizona Cardinals. Purple. Man.
Low number.
No previews. 224 out of 500.
Oh, that's
500. That's a big-ass serial number.
That is a big serial number.
That's
a nice-looking card, though. It's a shame that it's, you know, a rookie in a practice uniform, but
no optic previews in this set, Steve. So ultimately, this box didn't even come close to its resale value.
Now, maybe we talked about how rare those are. I was under the impression there was one per case, maybe that, or one per. Oh no, maybe that's what it is. It's not one per box. Maybe it's one per case.
What?
For the optic previews.
Oh, dude, that would be really rare. I've actually, speaking of that, I wrote up Auction Sniper article on a certain player that's a second-year player, and I found an optic preview of his that's ending, I think it was tomorrow. That was only like a dollar or two. So you guys that are patrons will get that at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Steve, this was fun, man. This was really good content.
Yeah, man. And I appreciate you pushing forward with the destruction of that card because I got a great laugh out of that.
Shoot. Oh, man, that was gold. That was gold.
Maybe we'll have to I know it's not easy to come by, but Andy, if you happen to come across some good blasters at the local retail store, maybe we could do some more regular product openings. I think that'd be a good time.
Heck yeah, man. I love it. I'll definitely keep my eye out. So here's my Matt Ryan patch. I'm wearing my Ito patch.
I think those should be stuck to the spacer and put in a top loader, honestly, and you keep that forever.
Keep it as a memento. Send it back to Panini. Right there. There we go.
You demand the proper jersey patch.
It's forever. Yeah,
I want my Mariota patch. Damn it.
It's forever emblazoned on YouTube, and we'll create a little short of it. That was too much fun. I'm gonna go back to some of these star comments real quick before we get out of here, man. This has been so much fun. Anani said, "Waiting for a Prism 2020 singles to dip more." Yeah, me too. Absolutely, it's getting there, quickly getting there, from what I'm observing, especially in auction.
Yeah, I've seen some of the veteran cards with serial numbers going for pretty ridiculous money. So just hang tight. If you look at last year's Prism now, it's already an afterthought. So if you're looking for anybody from the set, honestly, wait, unless you think it's like a guy that's going to make a huge splash out of nowhere.
Halo's fine. We did talk about this earlier. We talked a lot about actually the Broncos. But yeah, I definitely think he's going to be better this year in 2020. He's got to be. He can't really get worse than last year with Sean Payton.
I agree. I think there's like we've said last week. There's nowhere to go but up for him, and I think it's too soon to call him finished. But if he doesn't do it this year, I think it's safe to say that that's the end of the road. He's got a great team with a great line, with a great defense, with good receivers, good running backs. If he can't do it with that team, I think that's it for Russell Wilson. But I definitely think that he bounces back.
Kamikaze said, think Laviska can have a resurgence. Now the Carolinas traded DJ Moore, and Laviska gets a little bump. A lot of vacated targets. I don't know, Steve. What do you think? Can he have a resurgence?
I say yeah, but cautiously when we use the word resurgence. I don't think he's going to go out and make the Pro Bowl or anything, but he'll be effective. Absolutely. As maybe like a third option in the passing game.
Here's shot. This is potentially your box of card, your destroyed RPA that I just totally cut up into pieces.
What if he comes after you for that? Those patches, man. You might have a lawsuit on your hands there.
Oh, too funny, man. Too funny. Tom just grabbed a couple Jamar Chase Phoenix numbered ARC rookie cards for less than 15 and 10, respectively, out of 99, out of. Whoo, buddy,
wow,
let's go, Tom.
That is a hell of a deal, man. Congrats.
Yeah, go and rewind the stream by like 15, 20 minutes, Sean, and you'll find out, you'll get to see what happened. But we decided to totally dissect an RPA and found out that Panini lied to us, man. They lied to us and put up an Ito Smith patch. We found him, caught him red-handed. He put an Ito Smith patch for what was supposed to be Marcus Mariota. Very upset. I'm distraught, man, honestly.
That's a bait and switch if I've ever seen one.
This is damaging to my psyche. This is like I'm gonna have to claim some type of emotional distress.
Trauma.
Yeah, I'm emotionally traumatized from this. Sean supports the destruction of cards in the name of science.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Especially in this case.
No, it's great. Got a shout out to Tom, and who else was with Tom? Tom, I think Tom might have been the first one that said, cut it up or something. See who's in there or something like that.
Did Mariota wear red? Over the number? Maybe that's the only way that they had red on the uniform. The stripe or the number.
Jeremiah said, got an exacto. Going back over it, see if they're. Yeah, Tom said, see if the right player's on the tag. Rip it open. 5 Aces 88 said, pull the patch. I love it. Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, for you guys that haven't yet, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Andy, we didn't get to talk about it live last week. You had to go a little bit early, but congrats on 6K.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. We just keep on going, man. We keep on going. And pretty soon here, once we get into the summer months, we're going to be live streaming the whole draft. I'm almost done with this massive conversion project at my day job, so I have a little bit more free time to get back to creating like my daily short videos, like 10 or 15, like really pointed short videos and stuff. And so I'm looking forward to it, guys. Stick around. We got a lot of fun stuff coming this off season. I'm pumped up, man. I'm pumped up.
Very excited, man. Very excited. And now the next milestone, shooting for that 7K marker. With the rate at this rate, I think it's definitely before maybe before midseason. We'll see.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'll happen, man. I'm not going anywhere. And if people want to join in what we're doing, have fun with us, then they can. I think it'll be a good time, man. We'll just keep it going. Regardless if we don't ever gain another subscriber. I don't care, man. I don't care. If you having a good time, subscribe. If you're not, then don't. And we're just gonna keep on going. That's what we do.
That's right. And I think a big step for the channel is going to be the National, sir.
Yes, I will be at the National this year at the end of June. I will be at the National. I think I'm going to drag Steve out too of his little lair there. We're going to drag him out of his recording den, and we'll be there if you guys want to.
Right away from me, man.
I think Carter's going to be there too. We'll probably get some. We're definitely going to get a ton of footage. I'm probably going to even try and convince Carter to try and steal a Tom Brady rookie card for me.
There'll definitely be some vlogging.
Nice. Late Six going to be there. Good stuff, guys. No, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate every single one of you guys that are on the quest. And we will see you next time on the quest. Peace.
Good times. Good night, everyone.